Mining job hunt. Welcome to Australian Mining for New Starters, and today we're going to do a job hunt using the keywords underground, surface, exploration and dump truck. But first I just want to tackle the age-old question, should I move to a mining town? Should I relocate for work? So if we come over to the map that we use and we set it up for gold, it gives you a good indication of where a lot of the mines are and where a lot of the living work is. So you've got a lot of living work around Kalgoorlie, Mount Isa and in the Cobar area. So if you type single man's accommodation Kalgoorlie into the Google, you get all these ones come up. That's the Campbell Village. There's lots of expensive stuff, but you look through it, there's a lot of pubs in Kalgoorlie that offer long-term stay. This Palace Hotel, which is in the main street of Kalgoorlie, is where I stayed for a couple of months back in '94 when I first started. So have a good look around. So that's for Kalgoorlie if you're heading in that direction. You can do the same for Mount Isa, the same thing comes up. You can use workers' accommodation, but single man's accommodation tends to bring up the best results because it's been referred to that as the longest. It's not being gender specific. When you say single men, it's obviously single women as well are allowed in the accommodation. So it's just a generic term that everybody uses in the industry. And Cobar, where they're also looking for people live in. And you can see all the accommodation coming up. The good thing about moving to a mining town is that they're really desperate for people, so it's pretty easy to climb into a job. Now, the bad thing about moving to a mining town is that they do turn over a lot of the workers. So before you jump in your car and drive halfway across the country, you really need to make sure that you know that mining's going to be for you or not. So one of the ways you can do that is have a look at the Intro to Underground Mining, the DIY package that the sponsor has. Costs $450, teaches you how a mine works, the duties that you're going to have to perform there, and if you do want to continue on with mining, because a lot of people do this and they go, oh, that's not exactly what I thought mining was. But if you do still want to continue on with it, it gives you all the tools to walk into the companies in Kalgoorlie or Mount Isa and lets them know that you know how a Hardrock underground mine works and that you're going to be able to be a productive and safe member of the crew. That's what I would do if I was getting into the industry. Now, if we go and type underground into Seek, you'll see all the jobs come up, and it's the same jobs that keep coming up over and over again. They need nippers, they need truck drivers. Everybody's asking for experience, but there's none around. So the reality of the situation is that for most of these underground jobs, they're going to have to hire inexperienced people. Now, that's a bad thing for the employers because inexperienced people take time to find their feet and the production isn't as good. So that's the reason why they're asking for experience, but it's good for people with, that need a start because there's lots and lots of opportunity all over the country. Now, if we put surface in, you see a lot of jobs come up. There's a lot of off-sider jobs, and it's more the mechanical side of things on the surface here with these jobs. So if you're a fitter, that's a good thing to put in. So if you're a diesel fitter or a sparky or an auto sparky, that's a good thing to type in to there. And if we do exploration, you'll see all the fieldy jobs come up. Now, fieldy jobs are a good way to get into the industry, but they can be a bit dead end, as all you're going to become is the field assistant. They pay really well. Most field assistant jobs pay $100,000 a year, but there's no progression up a ladder, not like on an underground crew, where you can go from the base job that makes $100,000 a year to the middle jobs that make $200,000 a year to the senior jobs that make over $300,000 a year. If you get in as a fieldy, that's pretty much where you're going to stay. You're going to make between 110 and 120,000. Now, if you type in dump truck, you'll see everybody trying to poach the experienced iron ore dump truck drivers with even time rosters in gold mines and slightly better money that they're earning on the iron ore sites. You can also see the labour hire companies that are madly trying to hire people for the iron ore sites on slightly less money on 2-in-1 rosters, which is a bit funny. But with the open pit truck driving, just keep it in mind, and I've already brought it up on this channel, that BHP and Rio and FMG are all planning on, they're trying to replace as many truck drivers as they can with autonomous trucks, and that's one of the reasons why they're not doing big recruiting campaigns at the moment. I hope you found that information helpful on the job hunt, and if you use those for search terms to put in, you'll see all the jobs come up. And like I said, with moving to a town, the unfortunate thing is that if you move to a town and you don't know what you're getting yourself into, you've got more of a chance of failing than you do of succeeding. It's all about being able to know what you're getting yourself into and prepping yourself properly for it, and the sponsors training allows you to do that, whether you're going to work underground or on the surface. All the stuff in basic mine site operation teaches you how a hard rock mine is going to be run, whether you work in the pit on the surface or whether you work underground. So I hope you found that information helpful, and if you could like and subscribe the channel and share this information around. Thank you.